I'm Jay, your host. Can you hear me okay? Hey, there we go. Take two. Welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host. Thank you so much for joining me again on a Tuesday night. I sure do appreciate it. This is the Car Shipping Business Channel. And so, my goal every Tuesday night is to bring you another trade show level business presentation to you wherever you are, because your automotive business deserves the latest in transportation news. And if you're busy, and I know you are, you can skip ahead in a few minutes. I'm going to go into the welcome live chat format where I'm going to give the rundown of what's happening tonight. And so if you're watching on demand, below in the video description there are clickable video links where you can skip ahead, go to the parts that are most relevant to you. We're going to have a great panel discussion tonight. And do remember to leave a comment, like, share, tell your friends. Thanks for watching Auto Transport Intel. So what's beyond the fuel island, right? It is blue sky. I get emails every week, almost every day. I want to start car hauling. I'm looking for a dispatcher. I want to be a dispatcher. I don't know where to start. Do I need a CDL? What kind of equipment do I need? And you know that if you watch this channel, I go live 4 times a week, and there's so much to cover. So what we're going to do is tonight, on Tuesday night, we're going to dedicate the whole show to the topic of growing a modern auto transport business that you can sell. So first, we've got Thompson of Cars on the Move. He connects dealers, auctions, and carriers, helping them build business relationships and customer lanes. We've got YourDOTGuy, Brian Riker, on authority, CDL, FMCSA, DOT, regulations, driver files, equipment, etc. Then we're going to add Lionel Yates, talking about insurance, financial credit, CSA safety scores. We're going to add Sue and Murphy Auto Transport Services. Will a dispatcher solve all your problems? Some of them. And then we're going to add Kandy of Jaxport Storage, because there are so many things that can go wrong. And finally, to round it out, we've got Joe Bercari of Midwestern Car Carriers on what managing several trucks and an auto transport fleet really looks like. This is going to be a big show, could run over 2 hours, we'll see. So please join the live chat, ask your questions, share your thoughts, grow your business, because it's Tuesday nights live. Clearly we're live on Auto Transport Intel, the Car Shipping Business Channel, and I'll be right back after this. I'm Jay, your host. Thanks for watching the show. What is going on, everybody? It's a Tuesday. Feels like a Monday. That's all right. We have got a big show for you tonight. This is Tuesday Nights Live. It's Auto Transport Intel. It's the Car Shipping Business Channel. And yes, we are live. So I'll tell you what. Here's what we're going to do. First of all, I want you to feel welcome. Please do feel welcome on Auto Transport Intel. Jump into the live chat, say hello, and in fact, in a few minutes, I'm going to go into the live chat. I'm going to say hello, and I'm looking forward to. We have a big show tonight. I've been working all day on it, and Suddenly it was 8 o'clock and I got to go and I got to get ready to go and I wasn't fully plugged in. So help me, man. Help me get into the groove because we have a lot to do. And then we've got industry news at the quarter hour. Now in industry news, I've got a lot. Actually, half of it is just viewer mail and stuff that came in and questions. And then we've got some actual industry news in the second half. So you're going to want to stick around for that. There's really a lot. And I know this camera one. Listen, if you stumbled in here tonight, episode 208, Beyond the Fuel Island, and if you're not in the carrier vertical, I think you're going to learn something about the carrier vertical that you didn't know. And I know that doesn't interest everybody, and whether you're a carrier, dispatcher, broker, if you are growing auto transport business of any kind, even a dealer, and you're getting trucks and you're out there moving cars around, I'm telling you, you're going to want to watch this show tonight. Because first, we're going to start with Ty Thompson. Now, Ty is the host on every Friday on Cars on the Move, connecting dealers, auctions, and carriers. We're going to be talking about Blue Sky. What is Blue Sky? We're going to add Brian Riker with authority, CDL, equipment, being a driver, being an owner. We're going to talk to Lionel about insurance, safety scores, credit. Who in auto transport talks about your credit? Lionel does. Thank you, Lionel. We're going to add Sue at Murphy Auto Transport Services because, yes, you're going to book some loads on the load boards. We know that. We also are hoping that you build your business beyond the load boards, but if you're not going to, you better understand everything about the load boards. We're going to add Kandy, Jaxport Storage. Kandy loves to talk about how many things go wrong. She sees it. She's going to tell you why. She sees it constantly. She's at the port. And then we're going to add Joe Bercari, Midwestern Car Carriers. He is an operations manager with a fleet in the Midwest. Knows all about sub-hauling, working with drivers, managing carriers, managing clients, managing contracts. So from 0 to 60 in a 2-hour show. I don't know how we're going to do it. We got to try. We have to try. So I'll tell you what. Do me a favor. Come back after the break. And I'll go ahead. I'll do this. I'll say this. Do me a favor. Leave a like. Click share. Click copy. Grab that YouTube link. Send it to somebody that you know. Man, you guys, you got to see this. And this is not, man, we have a lot of we're going to talk about a lot of the stuff. I've got my stack of $100, we don't talk about the get rich stuff. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about. And don't forget, go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up, become an ATI insider, get on the newsletter, talk to Ty. All right, stick around because right after this, we're going to go into the live chat, and I want to talk to you.
You must be exhausted worrying about delivering on the daily schedule, making sure everyone knows where to find the cars they need, knowing exactly where and when the cars need to go, and ensuring customers will get them on time. ViLOG uses the most advanced technologies to ease your worries. It shows you where each and every car is and tracks their entire delivery process from start to finish. ViLOG can also help optimize your logistics and processes. It can even notify you in real time of any vehicle exceptions. And the best part is, you can start immediately with no setup required. ViLOG is a ready-to-use service available on the web and mobile phone. You can get started today at ViLOG.io.
What are you having trouble tracking? OEM, auction, dealer, carrier, rail, RoRo, fleet, ViLOG Virtual Asset Tracking Solutions helps you manage your vehicles in real time. Visit ViLOG.io to learn more. It is time. Let's go into the live chat. Let's say hello into the live chat. And yes, John just sent me an email with his rig. We'll take a look at that. If you've got a picture to send me, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Send me the news. Here we go into the live chat. Let me back it up to the top. Ty was in here first. I see blue skies. Ty, we're going to talk about what's this blue sky stuff we're talking about. We're going to talk about that, aren't we? Kimberly's here. Welcome to Tuesday Nights Live. Please join us in the live chat. Ask your questions. Share your company info network. We're glad you're here. Thank you so much. Silver Mint. Hello, my name is Fast Eddie. I'm a car hauler. What's up, Silver Mint? Fast Eddie, I'm a car hauler. Thank you, Eddie. I love that. I love the context, right? Say hello, promote your company, let us know, what you're here for, what you do. It really helps. Thank you so much, Silver Mint. Carlos Braxton, ACB Logistics in the house. Carlos is always here. Carlos is our friend. John Cochran, hello everybody. While I'm in the Chicago area, heading to Michigan with 3 Intel J, I'll send you an email. Oh, there we go. Okay, Chicago to Michigan, and I got the photo, so we'll go to that in a minute. But before we do, we got Mark Grodecki ringing the cowbell. Route Scout will help you know your cost and make more money. That's going to come in handy, Mark, because that's a part of, in fact, I have several slides talking tonight about you've got to know your cost, right? And it's not the easiest thing in the world, right? It is not. Yeah, you know the big stuff, but what about all the little stuff? How do you account for that? So we're going to take a look at that too. So thank you, Mark, and thank you for SuperFlo Systems and the technology to help make load management life easier. So that's coming up too. We also have Joel Hawk is in here from St. Louis. What's going on, Joel? From Black Widow, Pogue Chevrolet in St. Louis. Rich Jarvis is here. What's going on? New guy to the car hauler world. Thank you, Rich. Thanks for coming in. Ants Transportation. Hey, everyone in the panel tonight. Let's have some fun. Well, I hope we have some fun. I hope it's not all just heartache. Oh, that would be good. Roberto Hernandez, what's going on from Black Widow? Thanks for saying hello. John Lerick is in the live chat. Thank you, John. We love seeing you in the live chat. Danny B is here. What's up, Danny B? And then, Lionel Yates made it. Lionel's checking in saying hello. That's cool. Devin Richards is here. What's going on, Devin? Thank you for saying hello. I'll tell you what. I'm not going to spend... I'm lucky I got through the live chat. What do we got here? So we're off to a rocky start. Check. Okay, and then we got tons to cover. Check. So we may as well not spend any more time in the live chat. Check. So please do jump in the live chat, ask your questions, share your thoughts, grow your business. Ooh, Melvin King. I'm Melvin King. I'm a car hauler hotshot from Riceboro near Savannah. It's great to have you here. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Thank you, Melvin. And then we've got Ty ringing them. Thank you, Ty. We are headed to the moon. It's just not a direct route. So, thank you. And Ty, thank you for all that you do, for taking the time to be on the show tonight. And I'll tell you what, since we're here and we're in the live chat, let's just throw up this screen. This is John Cochran's rig. Let's see. Oh, here's the 3. Ooh, look at that car in the middle. Little tester. Something's going on there. That's John's 3-car wedge. And he's loaded from Chicago to Michigan. And, and we got some numbers on the window. How we doing? Looks pretty good. All the wheels are strapped down. Everything looks nice and tight. Well done. Well done, John. And thanks for sharing the photos. Really do appreciate that. Anybody else, if you got... Oh, Carlos just sent me a pic. All right, cool. That's cool. Let's check it out. Let's see what we got here. Finally back on the road. Oh, thank goodness. Let's see here. So let's save this. We'll call this CB, and let's check that out. Let's hit this, and let's see Carlos's rig. All right, back on the road, looking good. Nice. Carlos, we are so glad you're back. It is great to see you back on the road. I really, really do appreciate that you tune in and you let us know what's going on with you. So keep it going in the live chat. Feel free to Get in there and ring the cowbell. Thanks again, Mark. Thank you, Ty. Feel free to participate. Let me know how I can help you. I'll tell you what, right after this, we're going to go into the real industry news. You're not going to want to miss it. Stick around.
You know the value of a hard day's work because you're out there living it. Long hours, hard days, and a dollar that doesn't stretch as far as you'd like. But what if you had more time at home? What if you had more money at the end of the month? Where is it that your mind wanders on long, open roads? What is it that nags you at night? How could your life be better? More money? More freedom? Less stress? What if I told you I could help you spend less time on the road while making more money? What if I told you that you could plan your next trip in under 2 minutes? Both of these things are true with Dispatch Center. Turn the corner with us. Start your next chapter today.
Save valuable time finding the right loads faster. That's Dispatch Center by SuperFlo Systems. Get signed up, get logged in, make your load management life easier. Visit dispatchcenter.com. Let's see. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Yes. Oh, and by the way, here we go. Because we're going to go into industry news here. Ants sent this in. This is, let's read the Tesla load to Massachusetts. Looks good, Silvermint. Look at that. Man, lots of, going to have some happy people. There's, you know, the Tesla, you go to the Tesla forum, there's a lot of talk about where's my car, and then, you know, then it got there, and there's this, and there's that, and that, boy, that looks really good. Let's check that out again. Nice. In fact, hey, I've got a video for you guys. Watch this. This was on TikTok. Ty shared this. Oh, wait, you can't hear him talking. Here we go. TikTok.
See, y'all think I'm bullshitting. Let me show y'all something. See that? All that needs is hood brackets. 18 weeks out. Can't show the logo, but this thing, differential pressure sensor, 8 weeks out. Let's go down the list. Waiting on parts. Oh, waiting on parts. Waiting on parts. Even trailers, waiting on parts. Definitely waiting on parts. Definitely waiting on parts. Waiting on parts. Waiting on parts. It's done hit. It's gonna get bad. Real bad. Y'all's Amazon Prime, and it ain't gonna have it. Next day air, not gonna have it. It's getting ridiculous out here. I mean, we're completely lined up. We damn sure almost don't have any work because we've essentially became a fucking parking lot. It's not a game anymore. We're in trouble. Look, literally, while making this TikTok, this guy just came in. I just ran a scan. Obviously something wrong with the after treatment. And had to flat out tell him, just because I'm very familiar with these codes, expected to be down for a minimum of 2 weeks. Call them and let them know when we can get access to parts. We'll finish diagnosing it, of course. Oh, and also for you pre-emission people that like to comment all the time and go, oh, see, that's why I don't do with that DPF after treatment stuff and EGR and blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? It's going to affect you too. Anything with a circuit board or anything to do with whatever composite material for plastic or to make a motherboard, it's going to affect you too. So this including transmission, rears, anything you can think of. So it's not just going to affect these new emission trucks, it's also going to affect you too. All I can say is buckle up and hang on for the ride. Because the way I see it, it ain't getting no better anytime soon. I wish the best for all of y'all, including myself.
So that's why this episode is called Beyond Freaked Out. No, seriously, yeah, as John just put, yes, it's bad. It is bad. Chip shortage, parts shortage, driver shortage, my God. What happened? Holy cow. Let's do some industry news. It is episode 208. This is Beyond the Fuel Island. Hopefully there's some blue sky out there. We'll be talking about blue sky. What we did here is that, okay, so I go live 4 times a week, basically taking those 4 times a week, put it into one show. That's this show, Beyond the Fuel Island. You know, I've identified the auto transport industry ecosystem into 10 verticals: OEMs, auctions, dealers, shippers, services, brokers, carriers, equipment, regulations, and loads. Well, tonight, we're going to focus on the right side, the services, the carriers, equipment, regulations, loads, because we're serving, right? We're serving. And that's what your blue sky is. If you have customer relationships, if you have a business you can sell, you have blue sky. But if you're always working for somebody else, and this is why you got in this business, right? You like auto transport and you like the idea of owning your own business. Are you going to own it? Are you going to own it? We're in the back of the store. We're in the front of the store, because if you're going to own your own business, you can't stick on one side. You are going to have to know how to go all the way around the building. It is the year of the hybrid. Digital meets physical. No doubt. Holy cow. More virtual than physical lately. And you know, we say when the auction is a packed house, you'll find Ty in the clubhouse at TI TransportCR. Go find him. Call him. Bother him. Ask him questions. Here are some questions. Getting started. I'm trying to figure out my next step in the process of starting my own car hauling company. I'll be the owner. I do not plan on having anyone work with me soon. I won't be using a tractor trailer, just a 1-ton pickup, 3-wedge trailer. I got a medical card, Class A CDL. I just need to know what steps to follow. Do I need to set up an LLC? Do I get a DOT number? Does it apply to pickup trucks? I know I have a long way to go with all the legalities. I just need to be pointed in the right direction. I already have a dealer helping me with the process, but they buy cars from out of state, so what are the requirements that I need for that? I appreciate your help and advice. Car hauler. Issues finding loads. Maybe you can help me out. So Ty says, well, a business. Business is the activity of making one's living or making money by producing or buying or selling any activity or enterprise entered to in for profit. And if a business acquires debt, the creditors can go after the owner. That's why you want to set up a company, which is a separate legal entity, provides for limited liability. Company structure is more complicated and expensive to set up, but offers protection and benefits. I'm telling you, hold on to your hat. Because this is auto transport. Okay. All right. This is going to be like the Fast and the Furious. I'm going to be shifting gears and throttling like I'm Vin Diesel. But the reason is that there's so much. What am I talking about? This is going to come back up later tonight. Throw on a mask and jump right in, because this is auto transport. DOT question. If a driver is leased onto another transport company and they carry their own insurance, does it matter if they still have a DOT number and an MC number, but run under the other transporter's name and DOT? We're going to need Brian Riker for this. Let's keep moving. Reliable Carriers is hiring. CDLA. This is high-end auto hauling. Over 100 to 200K. You have got to have a Class A CDL, clean MVR, 3 years over the road, previous auto transport, verifiable experience. That'd be the high end. Newbie to car hauling. Thanks for your shows. All the people you have on to make people like me smarter and not make bad choices before we even start. Let's see. Hotshot car, and you see that a lot. You know this too. If you're already like searching, right? That's the good news is at least now you can do more than just talk to the guy at the fuel island. You can search and watch and learn. and you'll see that it's hotshot car hauling. Man, that's popular. That is one popular search. I'm looking to haul automobiles. I'm looking for a dispatcher. Can you help me? Ooh, Matthew Bryant. There we go. Looking for 2 drivers. There's an email address. Excellent. Thank you, Matthew. That's so cool that you put that in there. And I encourage you, camera 1, if you are, let's say you're growing a business and you got a question, you can watch and you can put it in the live chat, or if you just, we know some questions like, I don't know if I want to ask that publicly. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Send it to Brian on air at YourDOTGuy. Let's bring that up. This is a really good email. Email your DOT question. Send it to Brian. Are you looking for a driver? Put it in the live chat. Are you a dealer looking for a carrier? Put it in the live chat. Are you a dispatcher looking for carriers? Put it in the live chat. Hey Jay, I love the content. It helped me a lot 3 years ago. I'm dispatching for carriers. My service gets referred to other carriers as well. There was a time when your videos meant a lot to me. And I want to thank you. And I appreciate that. I got it. Thank you so much. So cool. Oops. Wait, why are we looking at this? Oh, a lot of questions. Okay. I appreciate the fact you're posting my emails and answering a lot of my insecurities in my dispatcher life. Number 1, my driver got pulled over by a DOT officer and telling him that he doesn't have the right to haul cars that are going out of Texas, but you don't have a DOT number. But the car was in Texas. We're going to need your DOT guy, Brian Riker. Mic check 1, 2. Okay. Number 2, I got 2 cars booked for my 3-car hauler, a big Mercedes and a small one. The driver told me he bumped into a small haul in the highway and the trailer rolled over. Is it my fault as a dispatcher? Holy mackerel. Wow. Well, ooh, there you go. There's your bendy right there. You see that? Let's go ahead. Yeah, there's your tinfoil. Well, we're going to talk about that. And just in case. All right. If you're on the podcast, I apologize. Thank you for tuning into the podcast, by the way. And if you're not already following the podcast, here is the link. You'll find that in the live chat. Get the podcast. Enjoy it on your own time. But if you are on the podcast right now, Mike Lindell. Well, I'll just leave it there. I'll just say Mike Lindell. Okay. Hey, we also have a segment, How We Doing? We do this on Wednesdays at noon. How We Doing is catching on. We get people now email me their How We Doings. If you see a trailer, maybe you're standing by your trailer. Maybe you hit something on the side and, if that's you and you want to know how you're doing, well, we cover it on How We Doing. We're also going to be covering more of that tonight with Brian. For example, the Christmas bow driver. That one got a lot of attention. Anybody doing that? You putting a strap on every wheel? No, that's not my family. That's how many people I've hit. How about this one? What are the best shoes you have found to be the best for getting up and down the trailer come rain or shine? We talk about shoes. And we bet you can't stump your DOT guy, Brian Riker. Thank you, David. I want to add my fiancé under my company name. Please help. Which is why I say, well, will you start a trucking company with me? Hey Jay, can you please find time in your show and expose the fact that even if sometimes it works, it's not possible for the car hauler to have COD only, and give us some of your experience? I'll ring the bell for that. Yeah, we do that on Dispatching Live. We'll talk about it tonight. One Dispatch mobile app enhancement. We talk about technology. On September 16th, you'll see a new feature. It allows you to complete multiple vehicle inspections that are located at the same location without an initial signature. Once all vehicle inspections at the same location are completed, 1 signature is required. Sounds pretty small, can be a big deal at the time. Oh, I'm tired of this S. They want us to do it for $450 because the customer doesn't want to pay that much. Then why list it for $550? Man, unbelievable. Put a review for the broker, then we all know to not get a load from that broker. Really? Sue's going to talk about ratings too. It's all tonight. All of this stuff. We have reviewed a negative rating issued to blank, which has been removed by Central Dispatch. Any rating given must be given within 30 days of the dispatch sheet. Our records reflect, oh yes, the rules of engagement. Wow, there's so much. And just in case, hey, you just posted another delivery. Actual pickup, actual delivery. Spray champagne over the cubicles. What is going on? This is why I say, grab a mask and jump right in. Because how can this be? How can there be this many questions? I thought I just, picked up cars and drove around. Dallas to Portland, Ford Mustang. Wait, it's in Memphis. And it doesn't drop in Portland. And it's inoperable. And the rate's terrible. And I got to do what? Hey, Jay, I've been watching your podcast and YouTube vlogs for a while. Part-time professional Class A trucker, not a car hauler. For lack of better terms, early retirement. And I am moving snowbird baby boomer relatives, cars and boats to and from Florida to upstate New York. Got a 2-car PJ flatbed. I love learning about Sun Country's Take 3's other trailers. I'm stuck between South Carolina, Sun Country and Take 3. Ram 5500. But all the research aside. This is the idea. Okay. We should have an amateur night. It might be an idea to have an episode maybe called Amateur Night. It's a great idea. Just a night to answer questions for the private toy haulers, race and show card crowd, questions for both equipment, life on the road, maybe some experts, recommendations, equipment, good enough equipment for the part-timer or hobbyist. For example, I know most car haulers would shun a Kaufman beyond entry level, but may say for the part-time recreation hobbyist, they'd work out fine. Maybe instead of a load board, best way to find a motel or hotel. So fascinating. It's a great idea. Amateur night. I love that. Warning, if you don't schedule time for maintenance, your equipment will schedule it for you. Here's a list. This is an idea. Put down your miles driven, your fuel, your truck payments, repair, maintenance, insurance, permits, licenses, tires, tolls. Keep on going. And then try to even if you can't get down to the penny, just put it on a list. I know you have somewhere receipts blowing around the cab. I know you do. Somebody does out there. Put them all in a shoebox and then just go through and write line by line. Make a Google spreadsheet. Everything. Burritos. Ice. Whatever. And then begin to categorize it and get an understanding of where you spend all that money. Share pictures of you with your hat. Thank you, John. This is how you get your car shipping news. It's on Tuesday nights live, and you're a part of it. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Put it up on the big screen. It's the Car Shipping Business Channel. Devin says, why, even with very low overhead? Interesting point. That's right. I forgot. We have, we're at halftime now. We're at the 30-minute mark. We're going to do this, on Tuesday nights. We do the 5 Are You a Car Shipping Guru questions, right? With Larry the Llama. He knows his stuff. So let's go into our first question. Here we go. Roughly, how much does a new Toyota Corolla weigh? 1,500, 3,000, 5,000, 7,000 pounds. This is good. This is a good question for a new dispatcher. You're going to need to know roughly. I believe it's roughly 5. That's going to be my guess. I'm going to make a note. 5,000. And join us on Thursdays at roughly 1 o'clock on Dispatching Live. That's when we do the answers. So join us for that. There it is. And you can put in the live chat, you can submit your answers. That's it. Before Thursday happens, go to dispatchcenter.com/Ask Larry, and you can play Are You a Car Shipping Guru before we give the answers. Thanks for the link. Here we go. Question number 2. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2017 Ford Fusion from Chicago to Portland, Maine? $525, $600, $890, $1,025. 2017 Ford Fusion, Chicago to Maine. I'm going to go with $890. I'm just going to say that. Carlos has 3,000. Is Carlos? I think Carlos is right, because Corollas are pretty light. Yeah, I think you got me. Yeah, I was thinking a truck. You got me on that one, Carlos. I'm rusty. All right, here we go. Question 3. And by the way, don't mess around with Larry, the Quotify llama. Alexa, open Quotify. Larry knows his stuff. He knows what it takes to move it right now. Oh, Carlos is headed for 2 out of 2. Carlos, are you going to get all 5 right? That's what it takes to move it. It's not going to make the broker super rich or the driver super rich. It's right in the middle. Larry works for the shipper. Here we go. The Department of Transportation was created by President Lyndon Johnson in what year? 63, 66, 69, or 72. Okay, so you have to go Lyndon Johnson. Okay, I'm going to say, okay, so that was the 60s. Lyndon Johnson was the 60s. I'm almost positive. 63 or 66 is probably going to be my guess. I'm going to go with 63. Fair enough. It's a guess. All right, going once. Going twice. No? All right, don't be shy. Here we go. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2019 Kia Soul from San Diego to Knoxville? $705, $825, $995, $1155. They all have a 5. San Diego, Kia Soul, Knoxville. Yeah, I'll go $995. Oh, yeah, I said 60. Dang, Carlos. We're on the same track here. Are you going to guess $995, Carlos? And thank you for putting those guesses in the live chat. And don't forget, do go to dispatchcenter.com/Ask Larry. Click on it right now. You can play the live game. You still have time to win. Here we go. Question 5. Which of the following is considered to be an adverse driving condition by the FMCSA? Snow, fog, unusual traffic, all of the above. Adverse driving. I think it's fog. I'm going to go with fog. Oh, and Carlos says 11:55. San Diego to Knoxville. Yeah. Man, Carlos, I think Carlos is going to take it away. This could be a first time that we've seen in the live chat a 5 for 5. Carlos, I know you're going to be there on Thursday and Dispatching Live. I'm pretty sure. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share the link. This is the link to Dispatching Live. So join us Thursday. There's the link to Dispatching Live on Thursday if you want to see the answers. We usually do them around 1 o'clock. Oh, Carlos, really unusual traffic is adverse? Interesting. Dang it, Carlos. I think Carlos has it. I put my money on Carlos. Nice job, man. Very, very nice. Don't forget, go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up, become an ATI insider, get on the email, talk to Ty, find out what's going on the next Tuesday night, or if you have a question, or if you want to be a part of the community. This is a community. And that was, thank you so much. I got a couple nice messages about last Tuesday night, even though I was in Virginia. I was discombobulated, running late. It was a straight talk express about growing your business. This is a community. This is a safe place. And everybody knows you can put it in the live chat. You can send me an email. We are here to help. We really do want to help. And I can't believe the incredible community we have lined up tonight. So we need to get to that, Jay, actually. So here it is. It's halftime. I'll tell you what, stick around, because right after this, we're going to, hang on. I'll be right back.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contracts and the verification of loads when nobody answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years of experience in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we bill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021. Or if you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
Auto IMS and ConditionReports.com are pleased to introduce the TransportCR mobile app. Auctions, consignors, and dealers who engage independent transporters now have an affordable tool to hold all parties accountable when unexpected damages arise. Inspection photos, geotagging, date and timestamps, and user-specific authentication all ensure transparency and accountability. Install the TransportCR app or contact info@conditionreports.com. An inspection, condition reports, and authentication tool holding all parties accountable. Install the TransportCR app or email info@conditionreports.com. So let's do this. Let's go into the second half of the news. I put it in the live chat. It is going to be a long night. I'm already way behind. That's okay. Here we go. A look at the roots of the chip shortage that has strained dealer inventory. The chip shortage grew out of a confluence of factors, from regulatory crackdown to increased EV production and even a fire. It's a complicated situation. The root cause is COVID. The system just got out of whack. It's going to take a while to get back in order. Toyota, which initially dodged North American production cuts, projected it would lose 60 to 90,000 vehicles in August, 80,000 this month. Honda's also warning its dealers of vehicle delivery cuts of as much as 40% in coming weeks. Ouch. Shipping costs reach a 13-year high. Industry data shows charter carrier jumps from $5,000 a day to $32,000 a day. Ships carrying cars and industrial machinery in August are charging their highest rates since 2008 on the rates. Car carrier rates accelerated from mid-2020 lows of about $5,000 a day for a charter ship to $32,000 a day current rates. That level is more than triple the 5-year average for hiring a ship for 12 months. Could be a sign that the boom in earnings is set to continue. Right now, somebody somewhere's like, well, I'm not seeing that, right? Well, we believe the capacity strain will continue for now. Charter rate, man, look at that. Look at that arc. Car industry executives are scratching their heads. Let's verify this. Average cost of shipping on a standard large container has surpassed 4 times higher than a year ago. Same arc. Shipping containers. FedEx rates increase. Package delivery will rise 5.9%. Rate increases in the freight business range 5 to 7, depending on the delivery zone. A fuel surcharge at all 3 units kick in November 1st. So the rates are going up. Where's yours, right? Where is yours? You got to know about this at least, and then we'll find it. Meet the destination charge, also known as the second to last line, the window sticker, shipping charge, and that $2,000 asterisk. The first rule of destination charges: don't talk about destination charges. How the coronavirus pandemic is speeding up adoption of digital retailing for public groups. I realize This may not be brand new information, and you may wonder how it affects you. But think about it. As a result, end-to-end retail selling and financing performed entirely online, now available at hundreds of dealerships and climbing. Experts out there who say COVID accelerated online adoption by 10 to 15 years in our industry. That's how much time has changed recently. And if you look at it, the most prominent online brands with the splashiest ambitions to go nationwide: ClickLane at Asbury Automotive Group, Driveway at Lithia Motors, Echo Park, the standalone used-only sales channel at Sonic. You're seeing them pop up everywhere. At the same time, because of the current inventory shortage, customers are shopping online for vehicles farther from home than ever before. In the second quarter, Lithia's average delivery distance via Driveway was 940 miles. That's up 740 miles in the first quarter. Driveway divides the country into 6 regions. Here you go. If nothing else, listen to this. Driveway, that's Lithia Motors, divides the country into 6 regions. It charges customers a shipping fee from $295 within the same region to $695 between adjoining regions to $1295 between regions that are not adjoining. You just got the pricing. There it is. It's right there. Amazing. Auto Group launches a platform. What were we just talking about? Platforms, platforms, platforms. Thanks for buying online. Click the link below for digital counter assistance. Click, buy, and then now ADESA adds codes to CRs. OBD2 emissions codes for the condition reports. By the way, Accelerate Auction Group acquired Greater Shreveport Auto Auction. And, let's see, Clark County Auto Auction. So many mergers and acquisitions happening. And if that's not enough, let's throw in a robot dog. Hyundai's robot guard dog is now happening, sending alerts via email. No need to bark. And also, Ford Mustang Mach-E could become a police car. I wonder how much battery they still got in that thing. GM tells Bolt owners to park 50 feet away from other cars. So can you drive it 50 feet away from the... I'm not worried about where I'm parking it. I'm worried about blowing up in it. The Detroit automaker has recalled all of the roughly 142,000 Bolts sold since 2016 because the battery can catch on fire. How about if it's on the truck? Can I stack it 50 feet away from all the other cars? How about that? GM has taken a $1.8 billion charge so far for the cost of the recall. The company expects to recoup much of the cost from battery supplier LG Corp. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure that'll go easily. GM plans to ship Chevy Bolt replacement batteries next month. Probably have to sit 50 feet away in the conference rooms while we discuss who's going to pay for all this. Carfax Hurricane Ida could have damaged 212,000 vehicles, is the estimate. Just saw this today. The Vehicle History Report company pointed out that amount is on top of the 378,000 flood-damaged cars that Carfax data shows are already on the road. Top 2 states for flood-damaged cars, Texas and Florida. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Brian Ardman is here. What's going on, Brian? Brian Riker has his answers. And Truckify's in the house. What's going on, Truckify? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm almost through with the news, and we'll get to Ty. But you got to see this, man. I just heard about this today. The steering. You go to thesteering.com. You're going to love this. Autonomous trucking car transport software. The steering complements a future of autonomous car haulers by providing the technological connections that enable direct commerce between shippers and carriers. The steering provides the technology of automatically configured truck loading, which allows having additional cars loaded during a trip to fill out empty spots in the trailers to exclude or minimize LTL runs. Visit thesteering.com. There's a lot of information in there. Yep. The future of autonomous trucking. Auto Transport Intel is live 4 times a week. This is just the beginning. Join us tomorrow, noon. DOT compliance with your DOT guy, Brian Riker. That's twice in 1 week for Brian. He's here tonight. He's there tomorrow. We'll do how we doing tomorrow. Send us your how we doings. Send us your truck. Send us your buddy's truck. Send us somebody else's truck. Let's talk about it. And then on Thursdays, load board search advice. That's where you'll find the answers to the Larry questions. We've got problems, and you know what I did is, and I don't normally have the Muggle problems on Tuesday nights, but I do tonight because this is Beyond the Fuel Island. This is a special show. Got the dart. I got the money ready. I do. I've got the money. I got the cards. I never have this stuff. Never do this on Tuesday nights. This is a different show. And then Cars on the Move on Fridays. Dealers, auctions, carriers with Ty. Building businesses. Also here, this is new. Next Wednesday, we're going to do Black Widow. It's that easy. Special live event. That's at noon next Wednesday. That's going to be great. Last week was live for Virginia. Check it out. Different kind of show. And then next Tuesday, Better Condition Reports. That is going to be awesome. We've got Matt Arias of America's Auto Auction. He's on fire when he talks about arbitration and condition reports. That's going to be a great show. Also, we're going to be doing live coverage at Automotive Logistics in Detroit in October. Ty is going to Detroit. I'll be at the desk. We are a media partner of Automotive Logistics. Wow. Amazing. So cool. Do go to Automotive Logistics. Go to their website, automotivelogistics.media. Get registered. Get their information. Great content and information. This is the Car Shipping Business Channel. I'll tell you what. I already took up too much time, and you already know pretty much everything that I have to say. That's it. I could take a rest now. So here's what we're gonna do. Right after the break, we're gonna bring in Ty, and he's gonna take it over. It's Ty and Blue Sky. Stick around. We'll be right back. Is your current vehicle imaging process producing inconsistent images? Frustrating? Time-consuming? At the mercy of another vendor's schedule? Well, it doesn't have to be. Black Widow Imaging provides a simple system to capture high-quality images of your vehicles in seconds. Simply align the driver's side tire with the floor stripe. Stop on the floor plate to scan your vehicle code and capture the exterior images. It's that easy. It's also equipped with an interactive 360-degree interior camera option so your customers don't miss any details. The results are fast, consistent 4K images that are delivered to your website in minutes. Let us show you how easy your imaging process can be anywhere in the global supply chain. Visit blackwidow.imaging.com to schedule a live demo. Black Widow Imaging provides high-resolution pictures for OEMs, auctions, dealers, rail, ro-ro, fleet, insurance, transportation, and more. Schedule a live demo. Visit blackwidow.imaging.com and they'd be happy to talk to you. So it is now time. Here's what we're going to do. I think I got Brian and Sue waiting in the wings. Brian and Sue, hang on. Stay tuned where you are. Also, you know that this is a great time to join the live chat. If you've got a question, if you've got a thought, you can email me. You can put it in the live chat. Because what we're going to do tonight now, this is Beyond the Fuel Island. And I'm going to bring in Ty, and we're going to talk about why are we talking about Beyond the Fuel Island? Why are we talking about Blue Sky? And why is Jay saying modern auto transport business you can sell? So here we go. All right, drum roll, please. Okay, let me get the drum roll going. I'm excited. Ty, it is great to have you back on the show. Ty Thompson, Cars on the Move. Can you see me and hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good. I'm having a rough go.
Well, good, because did you see the way I started?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. That's the way I do. First of all, thanks again for having me on. Thank you for the 208 shows you put out. Because of the 208 shows you put out, I'm the guy that gets to talk to everybody. And this really is crazy, but I do talk to a lot of people that come through this show. So, for example, today I talked to more than 2 people, but 2 stand out. And what I'm trying to explain here is that everything, I missed about the last probably 10 minutes of whatever Jay said. So I don't know what he said. We haven't really talked about this show a whole lot. None of this is scripted, okay? So this is why I get excited. I love this because it's just fun and it's just real life. So car hauling, if you're not paying attention, car hauling is a little difficult, okay? By the way, No Shave November is right around the corner, all right? So if you want to get a jump start,
No Shave November, huh?
it's right around the corner.
Wow.
But anyway, so I had 2 calls today. One was a lady, and it starts out like this. And this is why it's fun, because this conversation, what I'm about to tell you, completely 180 in the middle. So, hi, I'm Ty. How can I help you? All right. It's a female, and she has family, father, son, in a F-150 with a 1-car trailer. And she wants to know more about the business. So initially, the conversation sounded a lot like there were 3 people wanting to start a car hauling company with a F-150, that's a half-ton, and a 1-car trailer. All right? Didn't make fun of anybody, didn't tell anybody, go away, good luck, none of that. Just kept listening to the conversation, listening to what she's saying. So as the conversation unfolds, she slipped. And she slipped and said, she's basically the money behind this. So, pause. All these phone calls come down to real basic 101 stuff, fundamentals, logic, reason, all right? When you call, I ask 2 questions or I make 2 statements, always. Number 1, you're going to need money. Do you have money saved up? Minimum 6 months. What do you mean? 6 months of what? Business expense? I don't even have a business yet. I'm asking you. No, 6 months of whatever it costs you to live, to survive. That's a minimum, all right? I don't need to know the answer to the question you do, because I'm telling you, this is a cash-intensive business, and it requires a lot of money. And I'm going to show you on the second phone call. So back to the first phone call. Turns out the lady, the female, the father and the son, the lady turns out to be the money. She's got the money. So as we continue to talk, the end of the conversation is it'd probably be better for you and your money to not be a part of this. And she was very thankful and she was very happy. And she talked about all the YouTube shows on Auto Transport Intel, the round table. She mentioned names, okay? So point being, I'm not saying that we have the answer to everything, but one of the reasons I'm really excited about tonight's show is because we have a network of professionals, all right? You hear Jay talking about Federal Motor Carrier, DOT, all that stuff, okay? That's not my game. That's Brian's game. Brian knows that thing, walking Federal Motor Carrier Safety Handbook Administration dude, okay? He's got it down. So as we've got Sue, dispatcher. We've got Lionel, insurance. We've got people like Joe. I mean, I didn't even know Joe was on the show.
I know, right? Nobody knew that. Yeah, surprise.
I was like, great, I'm done.
Well,
I can't hang with Joe.
I'm working on the show, and I'm like, and in fact, you know, I started thinking, man, I could add this person and this person, but I thought, you know what? Definitely, we got to add Joe because Joe represents what you hope to get to. Yeah. So, okay, number 2, and then hopefully I'll try to make it quick. Yeah,
Young
great.
guy, by the way, anybody in the live chat watching this, if anybody knows a large carrier in California, somewhere close to maybe San Bernardino, I talked to a guy today, talked him out of buying his own truck, buying his own trailer, into why don't we go drive for a big company? Let them teach you how to haul cars. Let them pay you good money, really, really good money. And learn how to drive the truck, so dude's got a CDL. Anybody in the live chat know any big carrier out in the West Coast looking for drivers? Dude's got a clean CDL, ready to go to work, and he's excited about it. Okay, so we're not here to tell people don't get in the car hauling business. Our goal, my goal, is to get people into the car hauling business that want to be in it and understand the challenges that come with hauling cars. All right. We're not driving a truck. Yes, we do drive a truck. You're not a truck driver. You're a business owner. You own your business. Okay?
And as we talk about this, I just like to add this. It's not just the carrier vertical. In auto transport, right? Whether you want to be a broker, I'll even say dispatcher, it's a different kind of category, but a carrier, or maybe you're a dealer expanding your auto transport enterprise. Whatever it is, we want to talk, and we want to be the one voice that is grounded in reality.
Right. So the beautiful part about this show is everybody always wants, what do I do next? What are we going to do next? Well, you got to get your DOT. Talk to Brian, okay? Unless you love that stuff, I pay Brian to do that because I don't love that stuff and it makes me angry. It really elevates my color in my face and I get upset. It's too many rules. I just need to pick up the cars and drop them off and get paid, okay? I don't need all this. You need to know this stuff and you need to have somebody like Brian around. But anyway, where we're going is let's build something to leave it, okay? Jay, there's a book that I want everybody to go get. Now, it's called the letter E, dash, myth. E-Myth. Go find that book and read it.
I just put it in the live chat. Okay, E-Myth book. Yeah, okay, you got my attention. Why? What's in it?
Well, this is the book. Okay, so this is where we get started. All right. I want to be a car hauler. Okay, cool. I don't care about the business. I don't care about the equipment. I don't care about tying his sales and go talk to people. I don't care. Here's what I care about. I care about you. Okay. Why do I care about you? Because you need to know who you are before you decide to get into this business. Are you determined? Do you persevere? Do you love to work 20 hours a day? Do you love conflict? Do you love outdoors? Do you love stuff when it breaks? You need to know who you are. You need to know what you're really good at. Okay? That's really important. First chapter of this book is talking about you and what you need to do and who you are, right? This is not for everybody. Trucking is not for everybody, right? Hauling cars, from my perspective, I want to build a business. What do I start out with? We can talk about that later. We need to figure out what you're capable of, right? So determining, you know who you are, but you really need to know who you are before you decide to start this business. Now we start shifting into other things, but that's where I like to start. Who are you and what are you doing? Jay always says this. He says it all the time. Where'd you get that idea?
I do. I love it. And yet, what we just covered in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, there's many people. Yeah. It's for me. Let's go to the next step. Right?
Okay.
I mean, because I don't. What I mean, this is like an inner dialogue, is that what we just said is really important. But we know there's a lot of people like, yeah. And so we're saying that because it's important. But we're going to go to the next step because we're not going to do, rah-rah and Kool-Aid all night. My point is, some folks need hard facts before they can come back to those intangibles. So let's add Brian. You ready?
Yeah, I love Brian. I love everybody.
If you're ready for hardcore facts, are you ready for hardcore facts? Because it's coming right now. We got a sledgehammer. We've got YourDOTGuy. This guy is going to wake you up in the middle of the night with all of the regulations and information. Brian, he said hello in the live chat. He's on his way into the room. JRW Prime Transport says hello. John Larrick, learn the field first. Yes. Here we go. Live with your DOT guy, Brian Riker. Brian, can you see us and hear us okay?
Yes, I can, Jay. Can you hear me well?
We can hear you. We can see you. What is this, Wednesday? Right? I say that if you're not familiar. Camera one, if you don't know, on Wednesdays on DOT compliance, Brian is our expert on Wednesdays, and he joined us here for Tuesday night. Brian, we talked about ideas and intangibles. Now what? We want some hard facts. Where do we start? Now that we've decided, yes, this is for us, now what do we do?
Well, you have to decide you want to be an owner-operator, you want to get into car hauling. There's two ways to do that. Are you going to be your own motor carrier with your own authority, or are you going to test the waters gently, one tow at a time, buy the truck and trailer and lease it to an existing motor carrier? They both have different compliance considerations and a different approach to it when you get started. So just like it's been recommended to learn the business, I strongly recommend before you jump in and being a solo owner operator, you take that next step into leasing your equipment back to a carrier. I'm not talking about lease purchase from a carrier. That is rarely a good idea. But I'm talking about owning the truck and trailer and using somebody else's operating authority where they still are sourcing the loads, dealing with the compliance stuff, and you can concentrate on driving and learning how to own a truck and operate a truck within a prescribed budget. So that is a decision you need to make. If you decide you want to jump right in and have your own operating authority, well, then the next step is be prepared to sit for a month, because there's a minimum of a 21-day waiting period with an average turnaround time of closer to 25 to 28 days from the day you make your application until your authority is granted and you can go active with hauling. And during that period, you're going to have to make your insurance down payment, because your insurance has to be paid and current and filed before they're ever going to consider granting your authority. So you better have your money for your insurance, and like Ty calls for, 6 months of your living expenses. Well, you better have a couple months of your projected business operating expenses, because you're coming out of the gate behind anywhere from 30 to 45 days when you want to be your own motor carrier. You're sitting and waiting 30 days to get the authority after you've bought the truck, sourced the insurance and everything else, then waiting to collect on your money if you and don't get caught up in the trap of taking factoring or quick pay and giving away a large percentage of your money. Be prepared to wait 30, 45 days to get paid for the work you did. So that factors into compliance as well, because we have to make sure we have the money to maintain and operate the truck. In that first 30 days, you're going to have a breakdown. You're going to need service. You're going to need routine maintenance on your truck that you better have the cash in your pocket for. So first step after you decide to be an owner operator is, how do you want to be an owner operator? Then getting your authority and all the other little stuff that goes with it. Unified carrier registration, completing your driver qualification packet. If you're a CDL vehicle, getting enrolled in a drug testing consortium and getting your first negative drug test result back, the Federal Motor Carrier Clearinghouse for drug and alcohol results. Then any state authorities. You had a question in the opening here about someone getting busted for moving a vehicle from a point to point within the state of Texas without a DOT number. And the officer is absolutely correct in writing that citation, because that car came out of a port. You wouldn't think about it, but you're down in Florida by Jacksonville port. You're just hauling within the state of Florida, but that car obviously came from out of the state or out of the country. If you're picking it up or taking it to the port, that's interstate commerce. So understand the basic rules of the game before you get started, so that you can avoid these nuisance fines and penalties.
Did you see in the news that that there was that it just came in today? It was a question about, I booked the car in Texas, but we couldn't haul it out. Did you see that and make sense out of that?
Absolutely, and that's what I was commenting on. He failed to qualify to the third prong of interstate commerce, where trade or traffic between between two states or a state in the country that stays within that state, I'm paraphrasing, is interstate commerce. It is the actual definition is between two places in a state as part of trade, traffic, or transportation originating or terminating outside the state or the United States. So you pick a car up at the port and you do the final mile delivery of it. Well, that's continuance of interstate commerce. Or you drop a car off at the port that's going to be exported. I don't care if you picked it up in the same city, that is still interstate commerce and federally regulated. And these are the little things you need to understand before you just start putting cars in your trailer and driving around.
But I thought DOT compliance was Ty.
Well, okay, so the 21 days, right, that Brian's talking about, and the whole money thing. Today, this came up also because after you finally get that taken care of and you're so excited that you got your central dispatch account, that's 7 days. So add 7 more days, right? And then when you decide to go ahead and the 7 days is up and you try to book a load, what happens, Jay?
Nobody wants to talk to you for 6 months.
You don't have any ratings. So
brutal.
Brian's not kidding.
So true.
Brian's not kidding about money. You definitely need to have some money set aside. So I don't know what you're going to do while you're waiting for your authority. I don't know what you're going to do while you're waiting on central dispatch. And I don't know what you're going to do while you're waiting on 7 or however many ratings you need. I don't know what you're going to do. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
No, perfect. And I just want to say, listen, Brian, DOT compliance, I thought, yeah, once I get everything together and I get ready to count my money, I thought I just needed to get like an audit and I'm ready to roll. No?
Oh, we haven't even got to the audit part yet. Have we lettered our truck properly? Have you equipped it properly? Do you even know how to use your safety equipment? I mean, you'd be surprised how many broke down trucks I see on the side of the road that don't even deploy their triangles properly. But besides that, after we've done all the other compliance hurdles, have you run a background check on yourself? If you contacted your previous DOT regulated employers, as stupid as it sounds as a one truck owner operator, you need to do that. Then comes the new entrant audit sometime in the first 18 months of running your business, where the DOT is going to verify you have done all of this. And though they're designed to be educational, there are penalties attached to them if you have failed in a serious category. And then, of course, there are roadside inspections where the officer in the field will make sure that you understand what you're doing and you're operating safely. And folks get surprised the first time they roll through a motor carrier inspection just what they can look for out there. There's a lot to learn. The section 300 to 399, which are the basic federal motor carrier safety regulations. There's still plenty more, but that section itself is over 800 pages of regulation.
That's why I let Brian deal with this, okay? Brian knows all 800 pages, by the way.
So
yes, I do. And I'm sorry, I glanced down at the live chat there.
I know, I was looking at that too. Yeah, no, Rob's talking about Rob is saying he had to book U-Ship just to keep on maintain operating capital until his DOT number was seasoned. Yeah, it's a really good point. I got a letter from... Yeah, go ahead.
That's what happens, and you have to be careful because when you take those money-losing loads, you start to cut corners, and that's when you get in trouble with the DOT, and it spirals downward because a lot of these good shippers are going to check your CSA score, your safety rating with the DOT. And if your DOT rating is questionable, you're still not going to get that load, even with a seasoned authority 6 months, a year, or older. So you have to be very careful. And now in the live chat, Silverman says, I got a letter from FMCSA saying I have permanent authority. Is that a good thing? Yes, it means you made it through your new entrant audit. You've been in business for 2 years, and they don't find a reason where they can immediately suspend you unless you have an egregious violation, such as get caught without drug testing program in place for CDL drivers. you're doing well, because out of the 6,000 or so new authorities issued every month, probably only 10% make it 2 years down the road to permanent authority status.
So let's do this, because I thought we were just going to get to booking loads and counting money, but you keep bringing up other stuff. Yes, I realize I'm playing a TV character. Somebody has to, though. At some point, and this is the thing, is anybody else tired of video after video after video of how we're all going to make a bunch of money, hit the road, hauling cars, high five, champagne, and when it's not... Why isn't that real, guys?
Well, I get the calls just like Ty gets every day with people that are looking to get started, and it's the nature of the market. Right now, I'm tired, dude. Refrigerated freight is paying what car haul used to pay. We're talking $4.50, $5. There's loads in California to LA that are paying over $6 a mile for dry van freight right now. If you follow the freight market, and because I have customers across all segments of industry, I do. So why aren't we rolling in the cash? Because car hauling is a difficult enterprise right now that is undergoing a genesis. We need to be prepared to change, and we've become an easy target. Car haulers are over height, over length, overweight, and we laugh about it thinking it's funny in the Facebook groups, and it's not. You're just making yourself a target.
Totally. Brian just nailed it. We think it's funny. It gets talked about. It's like that whole, what? If it fits, it ships?
Mm-hmm.
I know it rhymes, and so it sounds kind of cute. How does that go? How we doing?
We're doing awful. It's not a contest to see who can cram the tallest load on a truck and sneak around the low underpasses. The professional is the one that uses his equipment properly and doesn't get busted or take the chance of getting busted by DOT all the time. This isn't 1973 anymore, when that was cool and you had a logbook under the sleeper and 2 more in the cab and you were popping little white pills to make it across the country. We're not in 1973 anymore.
Right, this isn't Mad Men. Time.
Hey Jay, wait, before we go to Lionel,
Yeah,
I like to build, okay? So you got Ty, he shows up and he talks about you need to probably figure out who you are and what you're doing to get into car hauling. Then we got Brian, right? Brian's step 2. You can't get really started. You can't do anything without Brian. Do you see how we're building this? Is this scripted, Jay? Okay.
Yeah.
Now back to Jay. Sorry.
No. Cue the insurance folks, and yeah, Lionel. Please, will you guys please say hello to the live audience tonight? Thank you so much for taking the time.
No problem. How's everybody this evening?
So, all right. So Ty was just talking about building blocks. So what's next?
Yes, indeed. I love this, but it's hard to follow those two guys, man. You know, all the information and stuff that they're getting, that stuff is just hard to follow. But I can't go anywhere without either one of them, because once again, it's all about foundation, and each one of them is a key component of the foundation to your building blocks in your auto hauling business. One does not go without the other, and you have to be careful, especially as it relates to insurance, because the first thing that they're going to do, a lot of guys are just coming in, so they're going to scrutinize you. So here comes the questions that you're not used to, that you don't know. You just think, just give me a policy, and that's it. But there's a lot more to it, and that's what we explain. We go over with the guys, and we give them an opportunity to talk to the likes of Brian, talk to the likes of Ty, to get their head correct before they take this journey. Because I'm sorry, Jay, this business isn't for everyone.
So Lionel, are you saying like you have people that call and they say I've got a truck and a trailer and I need insurance, but you're saying wait a minute?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Really? All the time?
I have to. I am the first extension. We are the first extension of underwriting for the insurance company.
Okay, so next question would be, you just said you're under scrutiny and you're going to get some questions. So give me an example of something that I might get asked.
An example of what you may get asked in what we're finding over the past couple of months is people don't understand that their truck driving record is also in correlation with their regular driving record. So the ticket that you get inside of your car, it counts towards your driving record as a driver of your business also. Now, also along with that, they evaluate you together combined with your what? Your credit. So adding those two things together, most people don't take preparations for those two categories before they even approach the business. We get a lot of people say, hey, I bought the truck, I bought the trailer, and we're ready to go. How much is the insurance?
I get that question. And I got my truck, I got my trailer, I got my dispatcher, I got my insurance. I'm ready to go. Ty?
Well, Lionel, so Lionel's, this is real, guys. I mean, this really happens. But Lionel, say that one more time. What you said just
about the circumstance, everybody just assumes to come in with the truck in the trailer and they're ready.
Yeah, because I think I talk to a lot of people. Brian talks to a lot of people. Brian can probably back up what I'm about to say, which is, oh wow, I didn't know it was going to be that much.
That's why I recommend they talk to Lionel before they pay my fee or attempt to get their authority themselves, because those fees aren't refundable. And I'd hate to see them waste $1,000 when they find out insurance quote is $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 now is what I'm seeing lately.
You're being nice.
Truck and trailer startups.
You're nice, Brian. You're being nice.
You're being very nice.
You're being real nice. I had one guy, $93,000. $93,000. Truck and a car trailer.
It's out of control because there's only a handful of actual underwriters that will cover a new entrant. Most of them are owned by the same major investment company. So it's all the same pool you're picking from. And then we have experience modifier. If you're not experienced, this is why we recommend you work for someone for a year or two and get that experience, because Lionel can take that to the underwriter and make a case for you that, hey, he's not as much of a risk as you think because he has 2 years hauling cars for somebody with a clean record. And you're absolutely spot on correct about they seem to think their CDL is separate from everything. And if it didn't happen in the truck, nobody cares. But it doesn't. It shows your overall behavior and do you take too many risks? And then the credit is absolutely important. So you go out and you leverage yourself, you destroy your credit buying a truck and trailer, or your girlfriend buys you. I get this all the time. Well, it's really my girlfriend's truck, but I'm going to run the company. And no.
Yep. And it's a constant thing. I tell these guys all the time, work on yourself, develop yourself to be a business owner, and to make that determination. Is that what you want to be? You want to be a business owner? You want to be a truck driver? They're two different things.
You'll make more money as a truck driver than a business owner sometimes if you're working for someone else. The man isn't really making it all off of your back. You'd be surprised. Well, you're not once you start your own trucking company, just how much money goes back into the business.
Exactly.
Very true.
Exactly. So, I mean, we want to discuss is the profile, adding on to the business blocks that Brian and Ty have added on so much here. That once again, it goes back to credit. And again, before you do anything, you get an opportunity to pick your corporation and to pick where that corporation is. We are also getting companies that are calling from major cities. They develop the company inside of a major city and they don't even have anywhere to park their truck as of yet. You can make that determination prior to the time that you incorporate your company so that you can get your zip code address correct for the insurance company before you're rated. Because the new entrant policy for the insurance company itself, they have a policy of pushing the address back to where you incorporate it on top of taking your word for it and saying, okay, my truck's parked here, but here's my forwarding address. They have a hard time believing that. So believe me, they're ready for you when you approach them with that.
Oh yeah, they're going to use the legal principal place of business that I have to put on your OP1 when I get your operating authority to determine where you are, and they're going to base your operating radius off of that and rate you for the risk in all the cities around here. And I don't want to derail your presentation, but I got a question I'd like you to speak on a little bit, Lionel, because you're the expert. And that is, I've been hearing problems with guys getting underwritten, making their down payment, then 6 weeks later getting hit with a huge rate increase because they found something wasn't answered honestly or whatnot in the underwriting process. So can you just speak to how important it is to be crystal clear and honest with you so that you can present them in the best light and they don't get that surprise and they don't find out that they wasted their down payment because now they can't afford to continue?
That is a great point, Brian, because like you said, and they kind of twist that and turn it towards us during that period of time, like we did something, you know, and we can only go off of what it is, the information that you gave us. And there's somebody else, once again, they're scrutinizing the data that you're giving, and they're going to look into it as much as, you know, you don't think that they are. So, you know, I'm like, in this sense, number one, we don't work for the insurance company.
Definitely not.
We're an insurance broker. So, but our job is to present the best possible case that we can to the insurance company to get you the best possible rate and the best possible understanding of what your business profile is prior to the time that the insurance company engages with your company. And the best thing, just like Brian's saying here, is to be upfront. And once again, to discuss these things prior to the time that you establish them, because that's the time to answer the question, not when you decide that you're talking to the insurance agent and you give him a misdirection because you realize that you operate out of the city with your company, but you're parking the truck 40 miles away. That's going to be challenged.
I got a question for you, Lionel. What do when new carriers have a claim, say your deductible is $5,000 and the damage is $1,000? What do carriers usually do with that?
Well, it's assessed against you as an accident, number one. So in number two, you got to pay for it. So it's coming directly out of your pocket. So either which way, it's a bad thing all the way around. Number three, if you so-calledly have an accident during that period of time, a six-month period of time, let's call it that, you're being scrutinized by the insurance company because if you have an accident, they have the right to drop you within 6 months as a new entrant.
Yeah. So whenever I have that damage, right? I'm new in the business, so there's a pretty decent chance I'm gonna have some kind of damage or some kind of accident. Brian, I heard him say that a minute ago. When you're new, you kind of do things that maybe you shouldn't do. But you're saying, so I put all this money down, but they can just drop me?
Yeah,
Yes.
and you're stuck with a truck and trailer.
Yes.
And then I can't go get insurance?
Nope, you're done.
Okay, so that means that if I have a claim and it's under $5,000, let's call it $4,990.
Doesn't
Am I going to
matter.
make a claim as a new guy?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It could be $500. They still have the right to drop you. And another circumstance is your CSA score. A lot of guys try to avoid the DOT inspector. That's not our business model. Your business model needs to be you want to engage with the DOT inspector, to engage with him to pass his inspections, because they go on a percentage basis. And Brian will probably back up the score for me. You know, I don't check it as often as he does, but I think it's the average out of service rate per truck driver, or excuse me, per truck. Trucking business is 20.7%. The average out of service percentage for the driver itself is 5.1% out of service rate. So if you're above those numbers, they have all regard to drop you again off your insurance.
And
And if-
can I jump?
Go ahead, Brian.
Can I jump in for a second, Lionel?
Mhm.
So what you're talking about is the national average, and the insurance company looks at the national average, not necessarily a peer group rating. So you're being compared as one truck for this purpose against the 2,000 and 5,000 truck fleets that have professionals that handle this every day. And for a new entrant who's trying to be a non-CDL operator, you're highly likely to make a technical mistake that's going to result in a driver out of service. The most popular one I see is not having a medical card, which one or two, well, your first inspection, now you've got 100% out of service rate in your company. You need to get another 10 inspections, 15 inspections to get it back down below that national average before your insurance company is looking at you in a favorable light again. Plus, going back to what Ty was saying about what if your claim is under what your deductible is, in a roundabout way, I recommend that you settle that out of pocket and not make a claim with your insurance. However, depending on what it is, if it has to do with a vehicle that there was a crash report written that the DOT was involved, your insurance company is going to find out about it anyhow because they scrutinize those records. They pay services to monitor them and get alerted. They'll know it's on your record before you do in some cases. The cab card is an amazing program that keeps them up to date on everything that's going on. But long story short, every DOT inspection counts. So you need the good ones to dilute the bad ones to reduce your average. So avoiding the scales does you no good.
He is exactly right. And you see how everything goes hand in hand with this in regards to where you anticipate yourself to be in the future, because this also counts if you make it past that 6-month period of time and you happen to be put out of service during that period of time. Guess what they're going to do within your second year? If you do have an out of service percentage that's above those national rates, they're going to increase your insurance. They have the right to do it. And they also have the right to not write you another policy if it's extremely high. So you got to be very, very careful of where you're operating within that 6 to 12 month period also.
You guys are making me nervous.
Sorry.
In your own business?
Yeah, exactly. My anxiety is going up. I'll tell you what. Here's what because dispatch is usually all right. Dispatch, how bad can that be? So I'll tell you what. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring in Sue at Murphy Auto Transport. Let's try to switch gears. Try to lower my anxiety, right? And let's try to get to that. You're right. Wait a minute. I got in this to make a lot of money fast, not to get pulled over and deal with files and right and all that stuff. So let's. Oh, there I can hear Sue. I think Sue is in here. So Sue,
Yes.
can you hear me? Okay. Yeah.
I can.
Hey. So Sue's joining the party. Everybody say hello to Sue
Hello.
at Murphy
Hi,
Auto Transport
everybody.
Services.
Hi,
Hey, Sue.
Hey guys. So it sounds like you guys talk to a lot of the same people I talk to too, every single day. But my favorite one is when they call and say, "I don't have a CDL," and I get that every single day.
Yeah, we get that also.
Yeah. So I'm kind of on the other side because, I've got all the transporters and I'm dispatching the cars. I do deal with a lot of this stuff too. I do have a couple drivers that do not have CDLs and they avoid every DOT station they can possibly find. And I try to explain this stuff to them, but it's not my business. You know what I mean? So I can only offer guidance and try to make them see what they're doing. But to each their own. I can't make them do something. I don't own the company. So
Sue,
I'm all
I got a
about trying to
question
make them
for
as
you.
much as I can. Huh? What
I
time?
have a question for you, Sue. The people that, and I mean, I don't know if this is a silly question, but do you have like some kind of data or gauge how many people that do what we're saying don't do, their life expectancy or turnover rate for you?
Well, one of what we're talking about right now, like I've got a driver, or well, let's say an owner, and he has 3 trucks on the road right now. None of them have CDLs. He's been in business for 2 years already, and he's still going strong and keeps adding drivers to it. I don't know what he's doing right, but it's working. Then I have other drivers. All the rest of my other drivers have CDLs, and they've been in business. A lot of my guys have been in business. They have been with me for 5, 7 years sometimes. If they get out of the business, it's you. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, let me. You have your what I would describe as your core. I'm trying to get a gauge for how many people come in excited. They want a dispatcher. They got their truck. They got their trailer. They're ready to make money. 8-10% to you. Great. Let's roll. How many of those come in and go out? Or do any?
Let's say per year I probably lose 3 or 4. That's about it.
3 or 4 years. So they start in a year and they're gone by the end of the year. Is that what I think?
Well, and I don't know if they're out of business. Let's put it that way. They're out of business with me. So, I mean, I don't know if they continued on, but I will say, I mean, I can check up on them. So I kind of do to see what happens. And most of them, I'll say half of them go out of business. I mean, I've literally had a guy start with me 1 week and was out of business the next week before because he couldn't handle being away from home. So those are different factors, of course, but it happens.
Well, and so when you, what's that phone call look like initially? What's that phone call sound like initially? The guy, we don't know, and we're not trying to make fun. We're trying to illustrate there is pretty decent turnover. And part of that turnover is maybe because of I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I will say the most turnover I have is not usually an owner-operator. It's usually the owner that hires a driver, and they don't train the driver, or they don't have a trained driver, and they cause them all kinds of problems by either crashing cars, wrecking cars, getting tickets, getting shut down. Those are usually the ones that go out of business faster than anybody because first off, they watch YouTube, they talk to people at wherever, and they're told they're making $10,000 a week and they have a 3-car trailer and, that crazy crap that comes out of their mouth every time I talk to them. Those are the ones when I hear that, or they send me over their packet and it says, I want to make X amount, like per car, like $2 per mile per car and crazy stuff that they've heard about. Those are the ones that usually only last about 6 months because they've hired somebody, they're not moving. And that's the biggest thing too. If you don't hire a driver that knows what they're doing and they do it, because you got to move quickly in this business to be able to make money. You got to turn and burn. And those are the ones they hire somebody that says they know everything, they're perfect at this, they can do this, that, and the other. And then that's what happens. Like a 500-mile trip takes 3 days. And then they can't figure out why they're not making any money. And I'm like, well, that's because he should have been there the next morning and we've already been turning and burning. And then they make the biggest mistake, which is they start complaining to the driver while they're out on the road. And the next thing you know, the driver leaves the truck someplace, you know what I mean? And so they have to go find the truck, then start all over again. Those are the ones that I usually have fail faster than anybody else. An owner operator is a little bit different because they see that they've got to make, X amount of money to keep themselves on the road. And some can do it, some can't. You still have your slow ones, but most of the ones that are gung-ho and they're out there to make money and they want to do this, those are the ones that usually last and keep on going. And that's usually what's been my take on it. The other ones that think they're going to make, a lot of money, they see the videos of people roll around in cash and told all these great stories. And then when that doesn't happen because they didn't have any money saved away, because, you have to have all CODs all of a sudden because they can't stay on the road to fund their stuff. Those are the ones that end up, I know, I can already see the writing on the wall that they're not going to make it. And you can advise and help and offer all the suggestions you want in the world, but most of the time they've got their own game plan in their head and they think they're doing it right, and that's all there is to it. And then it's like, I can already say, okay, this is probably gonna last about 6 months and they're off, they're down the road, already start looking for somebody else, kind of thing.
That dispatcher driver owner triangle, the Bermuda Triangle,
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I very
I don't
rarely
either.
do those. I'd rather work with an owner operator any day of the week, because you can talk to them face to face, you can tell them everything. Whereas if you've got the business person sitting there in the wings waiting at home, sitting there going, okay, they should be an X amount of money. Well, they have no idea what it's really like out on the road, for one. Two, they really do not have any idea what the expenses really are going to add up to in the long run, and how much you should be putting away for, your expenses and, breakdowns and stuff like that. Those are the ones that have heard on YouTube or whoever they've talked to that they're going to make, gobs and gobs of money, and this is the way to do it, and blah, 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 blah. Those, yeah, I can't stand those. And then you have the drivers who lie and stuff like that. And
in the Bermuda Triangle, do you also have you had those moments where you're the one, you're wagging the dog, you're leading the information, and the driver and the carrier, the driver and the owner are like, oh, really? We got to do that too? And suddenly you're like, wait a minute. I am supposed to just be the dispatcher.
Yeah,
I'm not the pseudo owner.
Every day is a training experience with those people, because you have to explain to them how to pick up at Mannheim, how to pick up at Copart, what you can do. I've got a list that literally says the do's and don'ts, and I have to send them to the drivers. And do you think they read it? No, they don't. But I do that, and I write up. I've got all kinds of paperwork I send to everybody when they sign up, just to help them. But I'm pretty sure they don't read it any more than they read the FMCSA book that they get when they get their MC number.
So then the irony is, it seems like sometimes the same people that are down on dispatchers come to rely on the dispatcher, and actually the whole thing just gets crazy and you want to run.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
sure.
Since we're now into
wait,
yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so
Kandy's coming, but yeah.
I'm a viewer and I'm watching this, and I'm like, where did this dispatcher come from? What does this have to do with building my own business, right?
Right.
This is okay. I don't know why Jay brought. I love Sue, and that Thursday show is off the charts. That is absolutely, sorry, Brian, it's my favorite show, better than mine, right? But why did we have Sue here, Jay?
Well, how do I explain this? I mean, the thing is that because the dispatcher is now part of the equation of information, and it's almost backwards, and yet it's part of what happens. The thing is, this, I don't know how we actually got here. And again, it all started with somehow somebody realized that they could get a bunch of views and make money. I don't know how the world this happened.
Here's why I love Sue's show so much. Here's why I'm happy Sue's here. Sue's here. I'm happy because Sue actually, okay, so this is crazy, guys, but did you hear what she said? She's several drivers for 5-7 years. You can do it and you can make money, right? There are a lot of challenges that come along with that, as well as doing it yourself. Where this is where it gets on some thin ice for Ty, all right? Is where the blue sky dives in. You run with Sue. Sue is amazing. And Sue can make you last 10 years, right? At the end of that, what do you have, Sue? What do you have at the end of 10 years with Sue?
Well, hopefully a profitable company, right?
Profitable company, okay. Let's say I'm done at 10 years. I've had enough. I'm ready to roll. What do I have now? I'm out.
Well, I know what you're saying, because you believe in, I'm the niche, okay? You want everybody to go out and build their own business, but you know as well as I do, not everybody's a marketer. Not everybody can sell themselves. So this is my niche. This is what I do to help the people that don't want to do that.
It's very important, guys. That's what we're saying. Sue is very important. The guy I talked to today that wanted to go buy his own truck, wanted to buy his trailer, ready to go. At the end of the conversation, ends up as a driver. That's the best idea for that guy, that conversation. But
right.
what we're trying to say here is Sue plays a vital role in hauling cars. I mean, I think about Sue all the time because I think, okay, I'm the guy that's out here saying, go get your own customers. Don't deal with that. Well, why do I like Sue so much? Because look at today where we're at with technology. Look at today where we're at with load boards. How many load boards do we have, Jay? I don't know. How many different technologies
I don't even know anymore.
I don't either.
That's what's got, and that's why it's so interesting that we're all here. We're all really trying to make sense of this. It's gotten away from us. I think that live chat could agree. What is the auto transport industry right now? What is it?
Well, it's okay. So poop rolls downhill. Let's look at who's our customer. That's why, who's your customer, right? It doesn't really matter if it's you go get your own customer like Ty, or if you have Sue. What Sue? Listen to Sue on Thursday, right? There's plenty of loads. There's not loads. There's bad loads. There's good loads. You see what I'm saying? Do you see where I'm going with this at all?
I do.
Yeah.
And yet hey Sue, we know this. Part of the reason dispatching live is so much fun is it's chaos.
Yeah.
That's why I say grab a mask and jump right in. You can literally do whatever you want on the load boards every week. People do. You can list laptops and then just lie about it and say it's a Mustang. You can do whatever you want.
Well, I'm happy to have Sue here because, okay, so the technology, the things are moving, the auction's shut down, people are buying online, we've got to get the cars moved. We need Sue. We need more people like Sue because there are plenty of people who are great individuals, hardworking, family, God-fearing people that need Sue. So the idea is, okay, I might not be a fan of load boards. Who cares? Sue's good at it. I want you to be in business more than 6 months. I want you to move cars because the ecosystem that Jay's always yapping about needs you, right? Tyson doesn't have it all locked in and all figured out. I don't. I'm just saying there's various parts of this, and that's why Sue's here, because Sue does play a critical role for the success of car hauling. How's that?
You said it so much better than I did. Thank you,
Ty.
Yeah, man, that was. And you know what's really neat, Sue? That was Ty saying that.
True.
Huh?
That is true.
Yeah.
And not even in one of his voices.
Oh, don't start that. Okay. Sorry. Who's next? I got sidetracked.
All right. So
I
we
really
got.
do love Sue.
Oh, I know.
I love Ty too.
And I love all you guys. This is amazing. So up next, we got Kandy Marr, Jaxport Storage. Kandy, can you see us and hear us okay?
I can. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Kandy.
Hi, Brian. Hey, Sue.
Hi.
Jay. Hi, Lionel.
Welcome back.
You there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
I was listening. I was sitting here. I wrote some stuff out because, I wanted to be prepared. I was ready to impress Brian, so I've been practicing my Latin. So that's why I'm going to ignorantia juris non excusat. Is that it? Ignorance of law excuses no one. You got that?
Well done.
I done messed it up. I was practicing. So the unknown can hurt you. That's my topic of discussion. I was trying to break it down where it made sense. It looks more like pointers and bulletins. So I said, who am I talking to? I'm talking to me as the old truck driver. Every driver on this platform is learning to network and communicate in this logistics environment, new and old, even the ones transitioning from company drivers to own operators, from other types of employments. That's who I'm talking to, I'd say. So the unknown can hurt you. So I'm at the port, and I wanted to elaborate on some of the things that cause problems and frictions. Drivers' favorite words are, I don't know. But nobody cares that you don't know. That's the biggest issue. A lot of drivers don't have bill of ladings. They don't have contracts, or they don't know what their contracts are. If it's on a low board or off a low board, they don't know. Did my video stop? Is it good?
Yeah, no, you're good. You're killing it. Keep going.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I've got record keeping, documentations, bill of ladings. Almost every driver, they don't have a full VIN number on none of the paperwork unless they're using like some software, Super Dispatch, or some type of software that allows them to put a full VIN number in. But if there's a claim, an accident, a lien, if there's anything pertaining to the vehicle that just does not go as a smooth transaction, how do you identify that property without being able to identify that property? You know, the last 6 won't cut it. Let me see. I got the contracts are nullified without having identification. A lot of drivers come to different places. They are mean, and I'm a driver before I'm anything, so I can be mean too, but it just concerns me that a lot of things have gone wrong to the point where you're just mean or rude. But every person in this business that you're rude or mean to, like that very person is the one that you're going to have to get a load from next week. So it's going to ruin a relationship before it ever starts. And to go back, I don't know, after the first time, it's just not good for not business owners, for company drivers, for anybody doing this. But how do we find out? Like, we're here, so much information. I mean, this is crazy. When you can look, I can ask 20 questions and like have real answers that won't get me arrested on this panel. So yeah, I don't know of another panel that can do that. But most of the new drivers, all of them are going to YouTube. They're getting information off YouTube. So I was like, okay, we're there. So present more. So the dispatch show, every panel and show is offering that kind of insight and information. All I want to say to most of the drivers that I encounter is we got to do better with knowing. We have to take the time, even if it means staying up late, listening to these shows while you're driving down the road, because it's very frustrating when nobody knows, when everybody says the same thing over and over again, and then you're out of business. I don't have much more to say.
No, that's so I'm going to say this is that, you know, it is so depressing how when you look at the top videos on YouTube that talk about starting up in car hauling, they're all about like equipment and how much money you can make a week. This stuff is not at the top because it's not any fun. I'm not getting to the cold hard cash. I didn't talk about getting rich fast enough. And I also do understand about time and entertainment and whatnot, but this information is not getting out. And you're right, drivers are mean. Gosh, yeah. You know, Ty likes to say transporters suck, but I like how you said it. Drivers are mean.
Yeah, I can be. All of us can be mean if that's, you know, if that's what the situation. Like, that's a fear. That's just a coping mechanism. And you have to read the situations. I get it, but I've noticed that a lot of car haulers don't call. They don't verify addresses, don't verify documentation, and show up without calling. Lost. All of us get lost at different times, but in logistics, you still plan your route. You know, I don't know how many drivers still have laminated books where they really just look, or they depend on. I see some drivers with 3 or 4 GPSs on their dash, and I'm thinking, man, what is happening? You know, I can't imagine that trailer. Please proceed, turn left, U-turn, like. But it's real. So I understand why you're frustrated when you finally. It's not my fault that you didn't plan your route. You didn't call ahead to verify the address, to verify that they moved 3 blocks down. So yeah, you're frustrated and heated. Like, who has to fix that? I mean, this is what this platform and information is for. I think because there's no real school or institution that teaches, you know, that you can't go get a car hauler a degree, associates, or a real certification in this. And I think if there were something a little bit closer to that, then more drivers would operate in confidence and not be so mean.
So, Brian, what do you got there?
This is the 2020 Rand McNally Motor Carriers Atlas laminated deluxe edition that Kandy's talking about. I carry it in my backpack while I travel, and I've been all around this land. But the first, let's see, 29, 31, 30, 40, 50, the first 50 pages of this book is some of the most valuable information you will get, because it shows the size and weight limits in all the states and the Canadian provinces, contacts for the state DOT, special rules, the state website, weight and axle limits, the whole 9 yards. It's about $50. It's cheaper if you don't want to buy the laminated version, but I like the laminated version because I'm old school. I'll draw in it with a grease pencil. And it has invaluable information that is not easily accessible on the computer with a Google search, because Google has no idea what we're talking about with trucking specific terms. But Rand McNally has been curating that information for decades. I've been using that book for, well, I've had a CDL 29 or 30 years now, and I've been using that book for the last 30 years. Not that particular one, but I get a new one every couple of years because it has new info. It's just funny that you mentioned it, Kandy, and I had that one sitting right here in my backpack next to me.
But the info is priceless. Like, I guess it's kind of like school. You just skip straight to the chapter that you want, but like just reading it and learning how to read a key. Like, I know we all know north, south, east, and west, but sometimes it gets confusing when you're in traffic and driving, and everybody's logistics aptitude isn't the same. So study and make it better. But I think that all DOT know, and Brian, I ask a lot of questions, and I'll call DOT and I question just about everything, and not to just question it, but so that I will know, so that I don't have to say I don't know every time and go, okay, get ready to get screwed, lubed up, because if you don't know, it's going to be costly learning the lessons.
You're absolutely correct. You need the knowledge. The knowledge is the power. If you're going to play the game, understand the rules so you know what you're doing and where you want to be and what side of the rule. Just the simple procedures, to understand that Copart now wants you to make appointments on their Copart app at a lot of locations. Understand about having a TWIC card or paying an escort fee to get through the port. All of that is important. What happens if it doesn't run? Don't lie to them, because you're not going to be able to do anything with it when you get there.
True. And then they're going to be mean to you, and they remember you. And, specifically on the port, the drivers are frustrated and think that all of them are evil, bad people, but they have a job to do. And educating you on your job is not their job. That's not their job. And that gets confused and misconstrued every single day. So I wrote this, I remember, just for, I have a driver in mind, but I can't say the name, of course. Don't be sneaky. Be sharp and professional. If your business model is your friend's business model, consider working for your friend. Brokers, dealers, industry-related people talk. Some of them live together. They exchange food, customers, all kinds of relationships. So if you screw one, you screw them all. The circle is real small. And be kind, be thoughtful, and be clean. Don't get out your truck with piss bottles on property, like you fresh out the zoo, and take care of your truck, and you'll realize you may go under the radar a little bit longer to give you a chance to learn more, so that you won't have to say I don't know so much.
Great advice.
I'm gonna add Joe. He's our final, and we keep the show gets longer and longer as we go along. It's already 10 o'clock. I'm adding Joe now, but even in the live chat, Silvermint, Kandy, how many drivers do you see come in wearing flip-flops? How is that even a thing? That's a thing, right?
Well, first off, flip-flops are Florida's. That's our national everything. So it's hard for me to dismiss it. But some guys actually, this sounds weird, but I can tell that they will not load in anything other than flip flops. Like I'm a calf watcher. I don't care who on here. I'm a certified. I do this for a reason, and it's mostly because car hauling develops those calf muscles like you've never seen before. So it's like watching muscles. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's not safe. I didn't say it was safe, but I see them a lot.
We'll come back to flip flops in a minute.
No.
Because we have to. It's such a thing. But we have Joe Bercari from Midwestern Car Carriers. He's here. Joe, please say hello.
Hello, everybody. Good to see
Hello.
everyone. I
Hello.
feel like I'm.
Hi, Joe.
Good to see you, Lionel, and good to see you, Brian. Good to see you, Ty. Good to see you, everybody. I'm on.
Yes.
I'm
And
in
Linda's
company
here
of
with us.
Royalty.
Linda's here with Loyal. That's
Linda, okay.
Yeah.
How you doing? See you, Kandy. I feel like I'm in the company of royalty today.
You're good. Joe, what do you got going, man? Jay didn't tell me you're coming on. If I would have known, I wouldn't have been here tonight.
No.
Every time you come on, you blow my mind, dude.
It was a last minute thing, and it seemed like kind of a fun topic. So I can say, that there's a couple things that I heard over the course of the night. Everybody did a really good job kind of outlining, some of the real challenges that you face when you get into our business. And I think I heard a couple times people said, might have been Sue, that this business isn't for everybody, and that just because Jay is waving the cash around, obviously he, Ty made all that money for him, so there's a business, there you can do it, but don't mistake those who are prosperous in their current situation for the same situation when they started. Almost every company, every owner that I've met will tell you about how the first years were an absolute struggle, and that's the reality of our business, and especially in the current economy, it is a really interesting economy to be entering into this business right now. With the way that new and used vehicles are being sold is changing very, very dramatically. The rest of the business is really struggling to keep up with that, I think. And we're all trying to figure out how to scratch the two nickels that we need to rub together. That's kind of the name of the game right now, so we can see where things stabilize and where things land, and how our steady state is going to look for the next several years. And I don't think anybody can tell what that would be. It's going to be an interesting time. So
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I was excited when I found out you were on, I thought, okay, this is good, because I know Randy, right? One of the owners there at Midwestern Car Care. You guys are a fleet. You got a lot of stingers. You haul 9 at a time, and you mostly move new cars, right?
yeah, right.
Okay, so if we had Randy on here, I'm sure you probably know the background story, probably better than I do, actually. But I don't think Randy woke up one day and said, "I'm going to haul new cars." Did he?
No.
Okay,
No,
so go ahead, keep going.
This is an interesting thing when you get into, and I don't know if it's the same way, and probably Brian and Lionel would probably be the best to discuss this, but Randy and Ed, the co-owners at Midwestern Car Carriers, got into this business with another company that many, many years before had expanded into Kansas City. They came from the bones of that company to Kansas City. Business happens, it ebbs and flows, and Ed and Randy found themselves in Kansas City with a family that didn't want to move, that already had roots, but the company was no longer here. So what do? And what they decided to do, they got together and start their own company. And it was, I think, maybe 2 trucks at first, became 3 became 6, and so on up the line. I don't know how many people are doing that now, because a lot of the people that have long histories with previous enterprises, they're probably not starting new companies from scratch. I wouldn't think. It seems like they're probably, they're going to find established companies that, that they can go to work for and bring their experience to. The entrepreneurship of small companies really is people who have a modest background in trucking, or maybe I heard before, no background in trucking. I forget who it was that said that they had someone call them with no CDL and want to know if they could start hauling cars. I've had that happen. It's a true story. It happens. And, but it seems the trend in getting started in this business, especially small fleet, seems to be a lot more individual people and a lot less people with, years and years and years behind them that decide they want to get into the business. Maybe I'm wrong. That just seems to be my observation.
Yeah. Well, where I was going with that is, so you just said they started out with well, eventually after a series of events, but they started out with 2 trucks, and they were probably hauling used cars.
Used cars, dealer to dealer. They had a series of dealers in the KC area that they serviced and hustled, and then wherever that driver emptied out, they would go and try and find another return that would take you back towards wherever the next hustle was, if it was Kansas City or St. Louis or whoever.
Yeah. Well, so one of the things that I really appreciate about Joe, Midwestern, Randy, Ed, is, and why I'm happy Jay brought him on here, is because this is Ty talking again, the guy that you own your own business, right? Well, I don't know that they thought, well, one day we're going to do pretty much OEM exclusive. We're going to have all new, brand new trucks, and we're going to haul brand new cars. I mean, I'm not sure that they even knew what that was at the time. And I'm not for sure, but this is a picture of, in my mind, this is a picture, what you see here, Joe, and the trucks, of the opportunity for you. You can grow into that. It's actually, it's a lot of work, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of hard work, don't get me wrong, but it actually can happen, right? So for my company, I started out with a 1 ton and 3 car. 5 years later, I got 29 car Stingers that fast. I mean, it can really happen. Did I know I wanted to do that? No idea. Had no idea. But point being that you can build a business that has a lot of value, it has a lot of worth, and they have customers that call them. That's your blue sky, right, Joe?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can take over now.
Well,
blue sky. We finally get to blue sky.
Yeah, but the reality is that that you're always evolving. I've said this a couple times on this show, that if you're not moving, you're dying. And so okay, maybe maybe the situation Midwestern is in, and our ownership's story is the tale that you want to be able to tell, buying your first truck and leasing on to another organization. And by the way, 100% agree with Brian. That's the way to go. Learn the ropes of our business, learn the ups and downs, and most importantly, weather the first upsurge and recession in our economy on someone else's authority. Because if you do it on your own, the risk to you is just radically greater. And if you have the support mechanisms of someone that you can lease onto, that's a huge, huge, huge thing. You don't realize how helpful that's going to be able to pick up the phone when some part on your motor you've never heard of breaks, and have someone on the other end say, yeah, we fixed that once before. We know how to. I mean, those little things you don't think of, but they are so, so, so important to be able to have those resources. And believe me, if you think that you're going to be able to solve those problems on Google, just try Googling anything and see see the incredible array of narratives that will come back at you. It's your fuel pump, it's your sensor. No, you fool. And, I'm being kind with my words. The internet's much, much cooler. But, that's the thing. Even though that's the case, Western is looking to evolve to its next step. And I think that, that's the whole, Ty, you talk a lot about building a business and building a brand. And, there are some people who will want to spin that brand off and sell the business, sell the enterprise. They're done with it. I'm going to retire to Fiji. So pay me $25 million and you can have the enterprise and run it however you want. Well, that's sometimes true, but in some cases, people want to have a transitional business that's going to go from this generation to the next. And to make the bones of that business strong requires an incredible amount of discipline, an incredible amount of investment, not just in dollars and cents investment. I'm talking, sweat equity. I'm talking about, transfer of knowledge and transfer of experiences. In fact, in my business, in Midwestern, we have a number of key players in our organization are 30+ year people in the business from different disciplines in it, but still 30+ years. And we tell funny truck driver stories all the time. That's a way to transfer knowledge. That's a way where we can say, it's the Great Flood of 1872 caused by a DeSoto that ran off the edge of the dam. We covered it because, we know about it because we covered it. Well, that's what you're getting there. It's the same kind of thing. It's having that transfer of knowledge, having those resources is really, really critical. And one of the other things that I heard kind of touched on very, very briefly, but I think needs to really be emphasized in, to get from wherever, to get into this business and to be able to really grow it is the matter of integrity. And I would say that number one most important thing that you can have in this business is a strong degree of integrity, a strong degree of character. Not just so that way you don't blindside the DOT people when they're trying to get your operating authority. Not only so that way you don't get misquoted or get dumped out of your insurance policy. Not only so that way the dispatch people that you work with decide that they're never going to do business with you again, and so on. This is one of those situations where having that degree of integrity and telling the truth is so important. It's as simple and as complicated as that. Tell the truth.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. That's a good one to wrap it up on too, because
you don't get off that easy though.
Yeah, sorry.
I know you're. Well, here's the thing. Here's what I gotta hit on. I know Ty's like, come on, man. Okay, listen. I just want to. I gotta hit this. Owner versus driver. Yes, we all want to own our own business. I get that too. I do get it. But you wouldn't open a restaurant and then you've opened and you are looking at people wandering in going, so what do you want to eat? You wouldn't do that. You would have an idea of what kind of food you want to serve. You would have to know some of those things. But it seems like in transportation, folks just show up. So yeah, okay, let's load it up. What are you talking about? What is your business strategy? You don't have one? And
ATI. That's my business strategy. I'm going to tune into ATI every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's my business strategy.
Yeah, but that's not the prevailing wisdom. The prevailing wisdom is, I know there's money to be had. I met a guy at the fuel island. And the Sue knows this. And that's why this is beyond the fuel island. We're begging you, set down the stack of hundreds and get a business strategy. Oh yeah, by the way, this is all fake money. It's not even real money.
Yeah. One of the most interesting lessons that I've learned just in life, but also in this business, is that you don't know what you don't know. And be prepared to be humbled at a radical and accelerated pace. If you enter into any part of this business without the attitude of a student wanting to learn everything that is possible from every single potential influence around you. And those who get into this business and survive, and it is a brutal process. I say this all the time. I think I've said it every time I've been on this cast. Those who get into this business and survive, it gets into your blood, and you don't want to do anything else. Everything else is boring. But one of the keys to that survival is listen to everyone who will talk to you, learn everything that you can, study from those who have been here and done this before, and be prepared to be humble. And when you get knocked down, because you will, dust off, stand back up, and keep moving. You just gotta keep plugging and keep moving best you can. If you do those things and you are honest, then you'll find yourself in a better place in the next 12 months later, my opinion.
Perfect.
And here's your ending note. Sue, is it true that somebody in your office talked to somebody with an auto transport broker business course that said they can become a millionaire? True or false?
True. Absolutely.
What in the F are you talking about?
That's what she said too. She even asked her, well, if we can be millionaires, are you a millionaire? And that person would not answer for obvious reasons. And one of the things that she claims that she was making in this business as a broker was 5-figure weeks. So why would you get out of it, right?
And that's buying leads. Is that right? Buying leads?
I don't know.
Amazing.
I don't have all the information, but
it's amazing. Amazing. Okay, Ty, now we can end it.
But hold on, Ty. Hold on a second. I want to comment on that. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. But the devil's in the details with a story such as that. And what I mean is that there's in 2018. The market was in a very particular position. There were shortages on all kinds of capacity all over the place. And car carriers could just about name their price, do whatever it was they wanted, go wherever it was that they wanted to go. And the money that was made was truly astronomical. 2019, the industry corrected. So it's very possible. I mean, it was still a robust year, especially when you compare it to the dumpster fire that was 2020. But in 2019, the amount of money that was available on the table was very, very dramatically different, and still a very robust economy and still a very robust year. Very, very different than what we saw in 2018. 2017 was different still, and so on. So, the devil's in the details when folks say stuff like that about, okay, great, yeah, I brokered over $1 billion with a B. I love when people, by the way, have to tell you that their enunciation is so bad that they'll spell out the first letter of the word for you. That blows my mind. Billion with a B. Well, what else would it be? Billion with a Q. But anyway,
Oh, a dillion? Yeah, sure.
I brokered $1 billion with a B. Well, okay. In 2018, so did I. Big deal. But what did you do in 2020? Because
that's what I call cheerleading and Kool-Aid drinking. But
big
with a K and a CH.
Yeah, exactly. Show me. Anyone can you want to see real character. Look at how someone reacts in crisis situation. Not when the money is flowing and it's all over the place, and the carriers have stupendous amounts of pricing leverage. Show me the character of a manager of a business, of a leader of a business when the chips are down and you're dealing with 40% of your freight is gone, and you're just trying to struggle to make both your company's ends meet, as well as support these drivers who've supported you all these years, help them take care of their family. That is a lot more interesting story to me, and that will tell a lot more about the character of a person and their longevity in this business than I had a flash in the pan that was just not duplicatable because of the circumstances of the market.
So here we go. Here's what I think. I think that on many of these Tuesday nights, what we're doing is we're having a live brainstorming session of how to get to Auto Transport Information 2.0.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to add to that, because when I talk to these people, one of the things I say, you will find out a lot more information, real information, by doing what Joe just said, which was get out and talk to people, right? And get to hear the story. Tell me, how did you do this? How did you get to this place? And I'm not really talking so much about carriers. I'm really talking more about car dealers and auctions. And the reason I talk about car dealers and auctions is because they tell you everything you really need to know. So by watching this show, how do I talk to a car dealer though, Ty? Well, Joe's talking about shortages. Go ask the used car guy, new car guy, how's your inventory? Conversation started, right? There you go. This show provides you with information that you can literally go engage with a dealer, with an auction. I mean, we've got with a Joe, with a Brian. I mean, there's so much information here that there's really not an excuse as to why I can't go talk to somebody to figure something out. So I wanted to say thank you again, Jay, for your show. I love it. Brian, Joe, Kandy. Who am I missing here? Lionel and Linda and Sue. That was awesome. Hey. It was a good show. Thank you, Jay.
Now, before you run away, Ty, I want to expand on something, and I want you to hear it.
I'm going to listen.
You're talking about going and talking to people, and now more than ever, I believe that's critical. Because my business model was a lot of short haul milk runs, and we projected out 36 months because we had one major leasing company that was our key customer, and they would give us their sales forecast. And if I knew in the area I ran, let's say Capital District of New York, they leased 3,000 cars in Q1 of 2010. I knew 80% of them were coming back in, so I knew I was going to have 2,000, 2,500 units to move in Q1 of 2013. So we would ramp up the fleet or cut the fleet size back, etc., with that prediction. Well, COVID and 2020 have thrown those numbers out the window. So if I were still actively operating trucks, I'd be on the feet on the ground talking to car dealers right now to try to get a feel for where I need to be, because you can't just overnight buy a truck. You're talking in a good time, 6 months lead to get a brand new piece of equipment. This year, right now, we're giving 68, 72 month or 68, 72 week lead times on a truck. That's a year and a half to get a vehicle. If you paid me tomorrow, you're going to be a year and a half before you see your truck. So now more than ever, having those relationships to get honest information from your dealers and your auctions, follow the sales list, follow the trends. Education is key to survival right now. I used to be very confident even a year ago in this is the way to do it. Learn your niche, learn the numbers, project out where you need to be. Well, now everything's turned upside down. I've got a whole new set of numbers to learn.
Yeah. Well, I heard what you said. And actually, one of the things that kind of led me to say what I said was when you broke out the map. That's the map I use, right? Still. And I think you guys can do whatever you want, right? You're adults. But I've got this feeling that I think we should all maybe slow down just a couple notches and try to get back to some basics and get to know people and get to talking and different things like that. Again, you can do whatever you want, but I know I get a lot of information either via phone talking to a person that is really doing it, or driving to that person and getting out of the car and talking to them and asking them questions. So,
oh, sure.
Yeah,
15 years of auto transport, dedicated auto transport. I never used a broker board or a load board until the last 2 years when we were forced to use Ready. And even then, we only used it as a dedicated carrier for that customer to transition to Ready. It was all about the relationships. I was offered the loads from some of these dealers. And in fact, one of my customers, he's now a transporter that watches this show all the time. And we would get offered loads long before they went out to the general public to go find them because of those relationships. You want to know how you get the gravy, how you get that load that nobody else has? It's you build that relationship. Technology will never replace a relationship.
But it can absolutely augment it.
Yes, it can.
And there are more ways today than there ever have been to be able to communicate with people, whether video conferences such as this stream, or if there are, using chat rooms. I mean, Google has all kinds of resources that are available effectively for free for you to be able to get, information from people, get consortiums together, that kind of thing. So There are more ways than ever for you to find information. Now, on the downside of that is not dissimilar to our current news cycle. The downside of that is that you have to have the discipline to be able to disseminate, I won't say facts from fiction, but I'll say, the more liberties taken than less, kind of distill things down to, a much more granular level. And this show is fabulous for that, because I don't think I've ever seen anyone here just sit there and say, oh yeah, in 18 days, you'll have it made. You'll be booking your
Forget about it.
Yeah, you'll have 10 accountants in the Caymans that are competing for your business. Now that's not reality. That's not what this show purports, and I think that's really important. You have to. I say all the time at work, you have to walk into these things with your eyes wide open, and you have to make these decisions clinically. And it's very hard to do that in our business, because we are a passionate people within Car Hall, because we're car guys, because we're truck people, because we're we just love the business, whatever, because we love sharing funny truck stories, whatever it is. It's hard to do that sometimes, but it's very, very important to be able to have that clinical eye as you go through the steps of building your business plan. I did a presentation a little while ago, anyone can look at it, about how to build a basic business plan and what are the fundamentals to that, and what's my break even, and what do I have to be able to get to. I talked before about cash flow. I think Brian talked about cash flow as well. All of those things had to happen before you even get to the point where you're being dispatched to load, or you're dealing with the insanities of the highway. That's another thing too. Most people build a business plan expecting the next 12 to 15 months to be flawless. I'm going to get the right number of cars, create the right amount of revenue, go the right number of miles. It's never going to rain. It's never going to snow. I'm never going to have to go to a birthday party for my kid. I'm never going to have, blue. All that stuff. That ain't life, man. In the real world, things happen. And you better be ready for it, whether that's, monetarily having the oh crap fund, of money set aside for something that goes wrong on the truck, especially if you're not buying something that's even if you're buying something brand spanking new, the reality is that it could be in the shop after a short period of time for some warranty repair that knocks you out of 2 weeks worth of revenue. So, that there's a lot to think about going into all this.
Which is why, again, I want to connect all the folks that want to be business owners with all the companies that are talking about driver shortage. We got to talk. We got to create that community forum. There's got to be a way.
All right, I'm spinning the mug around, Ty. I think I'm done.
Good job. Look at that. There's your sign.
That's it. That's it. Nice. The money shot.
Well, you are. I really appreciate everybody here. It really makes me almost emotional, really, because there really is nothing easy about this business, and to have people that genuinely care. I mean, Joe, I've sent a couple of people to Joe. Joe's actually helped a couple of people. Brian, I've sent plenty of people. I've sent plenty of people to Sue, Lionel. I mean, and to realize that we're really helping people that's powerful. So thank you.
I second that. The entire group here tonight is very special. You guys have been on many shows now. Everybody here is an ATI veteran, and we really are. This is Auto Transport Information 2.0. It's awesome. Thank you.
Peace out. I'm out now. The cup's turned around. I say goodbye. I'm out. There it is. Love it. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Ty. Good night, buddy. See you, dude. As I always say, just because Ty goes doesn't mean the party's over. Although that's usually what happens.
I have a bed in the background calling my name, dude. I'm in a hotel.
Yeah, I know,
it's bedtime.
Man. And it's late. It's 10:30 Central Time. That means it's 11:30 on the East Coast. How about this? Final thoughts.
Don't start
it's bedtime. That's the final thought.
Bedtime.
No,
right.
seriously.
It's bedtime.
it is a very rewarding business if you treat it as a business, and even as a driver, it's a very rewarding career. I have a lot of personal friends that are everyday millionaires because of the time they spent behind the wheel of a truck, and not just specialists like car haulers, but anybody. It's all in how you present yourself. Even as an employee driver, you really need to behave like you're self-employed. Your employer is your number one customer. And that's my final thought on it. This is a rewarding, but is definitely not an easy career path to take.
We agree. Keep networking. Keep talking to people, as many people as you can. That's what Lionel and I were just whispering about, how it was important when we first got started. Had it not been for other people who had been there before us, we don't know where we would have been. So that is important to do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Relationships, that's what Ty says. Kandy, Sue, you guys still with us?
Yeah. Get a laminated. Get a laminated. The book Around the World. When you pull it up, look at different states. Plan trips better. And enjoy the ride. You know, don't be so scared, and enjoy the ride. Talk to people and network, and plan.
Sue, final thoughts?
I would say talk to the right people. Don't watch YouTube videos with people rolling around in money. And do your research. Do a business plan. Most of these people don't. They just call me up and say, hey, I just bought a truck. What can you do? And it's like opening up a restaurant and not knowing how to cook. So, you know, you have to know your basic plan there.
It is amazing. The restaurant, I love the restaurant thing because running a restaurant sounds incredibly difficult. We know that, what, is it 80% of restaurants that open, they're out of business within 2 years. It's got to be similar in auto transport. And it's just to be the dispatcher. You're the potato peeler. You're not the business development guy. And yet, when the restaurant owner opens, he's got all brand new shiny ovens and everything. He walks up to the potato peeler and he says, "All right, go get him."
Make those French fries.
What are you talking about? I'm the potato peeler. All right, that was my final thought. Everybody, thank you guys so very much for being a part of the show tonight. This was really a lot of, I don't know if it was fun, but
information.
It was but I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Night, everybody. Stay
Thanks for the invite.
See everybody.
All right, and I'm going to end the meeting on that. Thanks, everybody. Good night. And that meeting is owner. Oh, it's owner. The meeting is owner. Okay. I certainly want to thank. I have many people to thank. First of all, I want to thank everybody that was on the show tonight. Ty Thompson, Cars on the Move. Brian Riker, Fleet Compliance Solutions. That's Linda and Lionel Conyers of CY Financial Solutions. Auto-hauler.com. Sue Cuthbertson of Murphy Auto Transport Services. She's my co-host every Thursday on Dispatching Live. You guys know Sue. Kandy Marr, Jaxport Storage. You can visit jaxportstorage.com. And of course, Joe Bercari of Midwestern Car Carriers. That's MWCCI.com. Also had that in the live chat. If you want to contact anybody and you didn't see the information, send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Be happy to connect you, make an introduction. It's an amazing group of people that over time are just the trusted advisors here at Auto Transport Intel, and I really appreciate them and their time. I want to thank Mark Grodicke of SuperFlo Systems for ringing the cowbell, participating in the live chat and the super chat, and also Ty Thompson, Cars on the Move, for his super chat. I really do appreciate that. All contributions that go to this channel do help run the channel and make this happen. 4 times a week. Mic check 1 2 3. I want to finish with the strong audio. By the way, I don't know why the audio changes, but it does. I didn't touch it. I'm just sitting here. Check, check. Okay. I want to thank you for jumping in the live chat. Thank you for participating, for watching, for being a part of the show. The live chat is a big part of the show, so we appreciate you and your questions. And if you have something that you want to ask offline or join us on a different show, we will be live tomorrow, noon Central Time. Brian will be back, noon Central Time, for 30 minutes, DOT compliance. We'll be talking about FMCSA, ELD, IFTA, IRP, CDL, etc. So we'll do that too. Other than that, okay, so we've got next Tuesday night, better condition reports. That's going to be another really interesting show. You know, the NAAA, National Auto Auction Association trade show, was supposed to be at the end of this month in Chicago. It's not going forward. So, next Tuesday night, we're going to have Matt Arias from America's Auto Auction talking about arbitration, condition reports. Going to be very informative. He does training. In fact, we're going to have Brian Shear of ConditionReports.com. He's going to be in the panel on the show, as well as Joe Miller from Auto IMS. That's going to be an amazing show. Oh, Joel Hawk from Black Widow, he'll be on the show as well. And we have a special live event next Wednesday with Black Widow. Because of, again, the trade show that's not moving forward, we're going to have a special live event because they've got some great information to share. Lots of great things happening on the channel. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Let me know how I can help. And if you have a question otherwise, don't forget to go sign up. Let's say you just crawled in here at the last second, just rolled out of bed. What's going on? Go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up. Become an ATI insider. Let us know how we can help you. Otherwise, I bid you farewell for the evening. Thanks again for saying hello in the live chat. You guys stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Peace out, everybody. Thank you. Take care.